Here I am, it's in the middle of the night. I should be sleeping, but instead I'm doing this. Greetings. It's been too long. The theme of today's topic is to remember the good times. Sometimes those memories can help us through the bad times. Allow me to explain. We all have our life itineraries, most of which we choose. It includes our education while growing up, jobs, and our eventual career, all our relationships, including those with family and friends, taking care of our health and fitness, and all our recreations, and anything else that we choose to do that we find value in, like community work and charitable ventures and managing our resources. Now, in experiencing all of these, we will inevitably have some good times and some bad times. Clearly, our preference is having those good times during the different phases of being productive and socializing and the rest. But there will be obstacles and pitfalls that slow us down and hurt us and sometimes can cause us lots of misery. Sometimes our difficulties grow and it might even look like there is no solution. Our job is getting us down, or there is too little money. Our parents get ill. A friend lets us down. We are not seeing eye to eye with a significant other. We have health issues. Our plans to save the world have gone awry, etc. We have to cope, but there is always the danger that things can get worse before they get better. I think that we have a tendency to overlook one important thing that might help us when dealing with these difficulties. For whatever reason, people tend to dwell on the miseries of life. We spend a disproportionate time doing that, and we overlook the good times. Sometimes when we're struggling with an issue, we might see all the bad, and that can cloud our view and judgment. We have to recall the good things that pleased us about our situation in the past, and perhaps we can figure out a way to bring the past into the present before making drastic changes. For example, we have a dear friend whom we have enjoyed much time together, and then we find out something awful that threatens to ruin the friendship. Remembering the past and why that person was special to you could help you through the current difficulties. This is especially true if we're talking about a spouse or significant other. Perhaps one is overweighting current difficulties and differences and forgetting the precious circumstances that brought the couple together. Same thing can happen about a job, where a once comfortable, decent paying job has become a drag. Now, sometimes things do change for the worse, and thus adjustments, including finding a new job, might have to be contemplated. But to avoid an impulsive decision, one should introspectively look at the past and ask what happened to those good things that made the job a plum, and why have things deteriorated. We often have a tendency to blame other people and other factors for the change situation and overlook our own part in the change. We won't know that unless we consider the past, and so remembering those good times can be exceedingly revealing. One last example. We find an appealing charitable cause and we decide to volunteer and devote some time to assisting a group dedicated to helping others. So we get involved. And after some early favorable experiences, we run into a frustrating experience that causes us some real headaches. Now, there are no guarantees that doing good deeds leads to reward and or gratification. We should not do good deeds for those reasons. Quite simply, there can be unexpected costs to helping others. So before ending the involvement, one might consider the early attractions and good experiences that might balance out the more recent frustrations. We tend to run away too quickly from hardships and bad situations, even though there are times that might be the right course of action. But I feel that before we do that, we should thoroughly mull over the earlier better times to see if our decision to change things is too premature. Lastly, I believe that we tend to focus too much on the bad stuff in general, which is understandable, but if we overdo that, then the tendency is to feel sorry for ourselves as victims of bad luck, and that can cloud our thoughts. We should not take for granted the good things that happen in our life in order to have a healthier and happier view of our lives and appreciate things and people better. Life is tough enough as it is without increasing our own burden by obsessing with our misfortunes and ignoring our good fortunes. So, remember those good times. Thanks.